Once upon a time, in the ancient lands of Mesopotamia, there existed a mighty empire known as the Neo-Assyrian Empire. It was the culmination of centuries of Assyrian rule, stretching its dominion far and wide across the known world, from Mesopotamia to the Levant, from Egypt to Anatolia, and even into parts of Persia and Arabia. This empire emerged during the reign of Ashurbanipal II, a powerful ruler who set the stage for a period of unprecedented territorial expansion. The Assyrians were renowned for their formidable military prowess, boasting the most effective fighting force of their time. Armed with advanced iron weapons and employing innovative tactics on the battlefield, they seemed invincible to their enemies. However, alongside their military might, the Assyrians also earned a reputation for their harsh and ruthless governing policies, a reputation that has been debated by scholars over the years, with some arguing that they were no more cruel than other ancient empires. Throughout their history, the Neo-Assyrian kings, figures like Tiglath-Pileser III, Shalmaneser V, Sargon II, Sennacherib, and Esarhaddon, loomed large, their names etched in both historical records and biblical accounts. In the Bible, they are depicted as enemies of the Israelites, engaged in conflicts and conquests that are sometimes portrayed differently in Assyrian inscriptions and biblical texts. Interestingly, the Assyrians themselves did not refer to this era as Neo-Assyrian. To them, it was simply another phase in their ongoing history. Modern historians have coined the term based on interpretations of ancient inscriptions, signaling a shift in the empire's governance. Yet, there is debate among scholars regarding the precise beginning and end of this period, with differing opinions on whether it started with Ashurbanipal II or Tiglath-Pileser III, and whether it ended with the fall of Ashur and Nineveh in 612 BCE or slightly later. And also in Neo-Assyrian Empire, with its vast expansion and powerful kings, is often remembered for its reputation for ruthlessness and cruelty. Scholars liken it to some of history's most infamous regimes, drawing parallels to the atrocities committed by figures like Adolf Hitler and Genghis Khan. Yet, while the Assyrians were indeed formidable warriors, their methods were not unique in the ancient world. The Assyrian army, renowned for its technological advancements and military prowess, was unmatched in its time. They were the first to wield iron weapons on a large scale, a significant advantage over adversaries still using bronze. This allowed them to equip massive armies and dominate their foes with ruthless efficiency. However, despite their fearsome reputation, the Assyrians did not view themselves as a master race like the Nazis. Instead, they saw conquered peoples as valuable assets to be assimilated into their empire. Unlike the Romans, who infamously lined their roads with crucified victims, the Assyrians treated their subjects relatively well once they had submitted to central authority. The rise of the Neo-Assyrian Empire began with the ascension of Ashurbanipal II to the throne. He inherited a weakened Assyria, reeling from the aftermath of the Bronze Age collapse and invasions by various groups like the Arameans, Amorites, and Sea Peoples. Ashurbanipal II embarked on a campaign to reclaim lost territories, securing the borders and re-establishing Assyrian dominance. One notable example of Ashurbanipal II's diplomatic finesse was his approach to Babylon. Instead of plundering the city, as his predecessors had done, he sought peace through marriage alliances and mutual loyalty agreements. By marrying the daughter of the Babylonian king and forging a lasting treaty, Ashurbanipal II transformed Babylon from a perennial problem into a powerful ally, ensuring stability in the region for decades to come. The Assyrian culture became increasingly cohesive with the expansion of the empire, the new understanding of the deity, and the assimilation of the people from the conquered regions. Shalmaneser III expanded the empire up through the coast of the Mediterranean and received tribute from the wealthy Phoenician cities of Tyre and Sidon. He also defeated the Armenian kingdom of Urartu, at least temporarily, which had long proved a significant nuisance to the Assyrians. Following his reign, however, the empire erupted in civil war as the king Shamshi-Adad V fought with his brother for control. Although the rebellion was put down, expansion of the empire halted after Shalmaneser III. The regent Sammu-Rammat, also given as Shammu-Rammat, the inspiration for the legendary queen Semiramis, held the throne for her young son Ashurbanipal III from 811 to 806 BCE, and in that time secured the borders of the empire and organized successful campaigns to put down the Medes and other troublesome populaces in the north. When her son came of age, she was able to hand him a stable and sizable empire, which Ashurbanipal III then expanded further. Following his reign, however, his successors preferred to rest on the accomplishments of others, and the empire entered another period of stagnation. This was especially detrimental to the military, which languished under kings like Ashurbanipal III and Ashurnariri V. And the Neo-Assyrian Empire reached its zenith under the visionary leadership of Tiglath-Pileser III, a ruler whose reforms revitalized the empire and set the stage for unprecedented expansion. Tiglath-Pileser III embarked on extensive military reforms, reorganizing the army and centralizing control over the empire. Through a combination of military prowess and strategic governance, he reconquered vast territories, including the Mediterranean seaboard and the troublesome region of Babylon. Under his rule, the Assyrian Empire transformed into a formidable force, with a military machine unmatched in history up to that point. Tiglath-Pileser III's innovations in organization, tactics, and training laid the groundwork for future armies, earning him a place in history as one of the empire's greatest rulers. Following Tiglath-Pileser III's reign, the empire continued to flourish under leaders like Shalmaneser V and Sargon II. While Shalmaneser V upheld his predecessor's policies, his military campaigns were not as successful. However, it was Sargon II who truly solidified the empire's dominance, expanding its borders to unprecedented extents. Despite facing challenges to his legitimacy, Sargon II proved to be a brilliant military strategist and administrator. He maintained cohesion within the empire, implemented reforms, and ensured the treasury remained filled through conquests. Under his rule, the Assyrian Empire reached its pinnacle, politically and militarily, founding the illustrious Sargonid dynasty that would govern until the empire's eventual downfall. As Esarhaddon ascended to the throne, he faced the daunting task of restoring Babylon, the city his father Sennacherib had sacked. Esarhaddon, chosen by the gods for this divine mission, embarked on a massive reconstruction effort, rebuilding the city and issuing a proclamation that portrayed Babylon's destruction as a consequence of the gods' wrath due to the city's wickedness. Under Esarhaddon's rule, the Assyrian Empire thrived. He successfully conquered Egypt, a feat his father had failed to accomplish. Esarhaddon expanded the empire's borders from the Zagros Mountains in the north to Nubia in the south, encompassing the Levant and Anatolia. Esarhaddon's reign marked a period of stability and progress. The empire experienced advancements in various fields, including medicine, literacy, mathematics, astronomy, architecture, and the arts. The flourishing wealth brought about by his military successes allowed for the patronage of artists and artisans, resulting in intricate cast metalwork, luxurious furniture, and bas-reliefs that surpassed previous achievements. In an effort to secure lasting peace, Esarhaddon entered vassal treaties with the Persians and the Medes. Additionally, his mother, Queen Dowager Zakutu, played a crucial role in ensuring a smooth transition of power. She issued the loyalty treaty of Nakia Zakutu, compelling the Assyrian court and subject territories to accept Esarhaddon's successor, Ashurbanipal, as king. Upon Esarhaddon's death in 669 BCE during a campaign in Egypt, the throne passed to Ashurbanipal, the last great Assyrian king. Known for his literacy and patronage of the arts, Ashurbanipal built an extensive library at Nineveh, amassing a collection of books and tablets from every corner of the empire. Despite his cultural contributions, Ashurbanipal remained a formidable and ruthless leader, exemplified by his decisive defeat of the Elamites and expansion of the empire. As Ashurbanipal's reign drew to a close after 42 prosperous years, the Assyrian Empire faced mounting challenges. Despite his successful military campaigns and efficient rule, cracks began to appear in the empire's foundation. The vastness of the Assyrian domain strained its resources, and the burden of taxation weighed heavily on the regions. Defending the extensive borders became increasingly difficult, even with the formidable Assyrian army at hand. Upon Ashurbanipal's death in 627 BCE, the empire plunged into turmoil under the rule of his successors, Ashur-Etli-Ilani, Sin-Shar-Ishkun, and Ashur-Uballit II struggled to maintain control as former vassal states rebelled against Assyrian authority. The empire's subjects, once subjected to Assyrian might, now rose up against their oppressors, fueled by grievances over harsh rule. In 612 BCE, the once mighty city of Nineveh faced its downfall as a coalition of Babylonians, Persians, Medes, and Scythians orchestrated its sacking and destruction. The flames consumed Nineveh, including the Grand Palace and the library of Ashurbanipal. Ironically, The fire that ravaged the city inadvertently preserved the legacy of the Assyrians, as the clay tablet books were hardened by the intense heat and buried under the debris. Although Nineveh and other Assyrian cities lay in ruins, their memory endured through the records of Greek and Roman writers, as well as biblical accounts. The Assyrians, once masters of Mesopotamia, continued to shape history by sparking archaeological interest in the region during the 19th century. The discovery of clay tablets beneath Nineveh's walls unearthed the myths, legends, and histories of Mesopotamian civilization, shedding light on ancient cultures previously unknown to the modern world.